While steady rain across much of Western Victoria will mean a good grain harvest this season, one small corner of the state is really suffering. Millewa, near Mildura in Victoria's northwest, is in the grip of its worst drought in 70 years. The paddocks there are so dry they resemble desert sand dunes. Only 60 millimetres of rain has fallen there in the past 12 months, and for the second year in a row, most of the area's grain crops have failed. Cherie von Horchner has the story.
James O'Day's farm is suffering one of the worst droughts in 70 years.
Oh, as you can probably see behind me here, it's pretty bloody ordinary actually.
His family has been farming this land in Victoria's Millewa district for 3 generations, and he's not about to give up on it.
There's always the ill-informed people who don't think that the area is viable, and yeah, well, you know, we've as a family been here for 90 years and we've been growing for 90 years, and so, yeah, I beg to differ.
He won't have a crop to harvest this season. While most of Western Victoria has had solid rain and the state's cropping forecasts are strong, this small corner of the state has missed out on almost all of it.
We certainly don't go into farming to let all our topsoil blow away, that's for sure. We'd sooner keep it where it was, but unfortunately we haven't had the rainfall this year to make the crops to grow and to cover the ground.
As paddocks remain parched, every effort is going towards keeping his sheep alive.
We've got to try and hang on to those breeding stock because, you know, there's been years of breeding go into those stock, and to recover those genetics would be near impossible.
Annette Lambert's facing a similar dilemma on her sheep and grain property.
The paddocks behind us, that's our export oaten paddock. As you can see, there certainly won't be any export hay coming out of that paddock.
At times, it seems everything in Millewa is affected. Even getting around has become difficult as paddocks become dunes and take over the region's roads.
It's sad for me because if there's a flood, there's an instant help. If there's a fire, there's an instant help. Where drought creeps up on you like a cancer, you know, it comes in nice and slow and it just eats away and eats away and eats away.
There's been some state government assistance, and this week's federal package was welcomed. But the stresses and financial burden associated with farming during this drought are harder to address.
It's very hard. You know, you're supposed to push through. You know, how do you beat Mother Nature?
And as another hot summer approaches, there appears to be little help on the horizon. Cherie von Horchner, ABC News, Millewa.